What's up, YouTube? This is my third time doing this intro, but we're gonna get through the video. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and if you're new, this is your chance to get some of Destiny's dose. Basically, this video, honestly, is gonna be a brief summary. I'm gonna just read off my bullet points like I'm a news anchor and talk to you guys about the book I've been reading called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and it's basically a spiritual guide towards removing any creative blockages that you may have. And the title says The Artist's Way, and some people can misconstrue artist as someone who just draws, paints, you know, does stuff like that, but everyone's an artist, from entrepreneurs, from stylists, directors, actors, performers, singers, writers, all of that good stuff. You could be a mountain climber and you could be considered an artist, because art is art and there's no one definition for art. So basically this book helps you find yourself in different ways and helps to open up your mind to more creative opportunities and stuff like that. And it comes with the morning pages, which is like my morning journal. Let's see if you can see. That's 7 weeks worth of morning journaling and letting out a lot of emotions in that book. But yeah, this has been a great book, honestly. It has been eye-opening to a lot of different things, and I just wanted to actually give you guys a quick rundown of things that stuck to me during my 6 weeks of reading this. So each week basically focuses on one topic that you need to work on or that you could work on, and we'll just go ahead and start. Instead of naming each week all at once, I'm gonna just go one by one. So week 1 focused on a sense of safety, so that reminded me of building security for your inner artist, and that's like your inner child, like protecting your creative self and like letting yourself be open to new ideas, to new opportunities, because there's safety and unhappiness, and then to achieve certain aspects of happiness you have to take risks, and those risks can feel overwhelming sometimes, but once you do it, it's rewarding. It also has an activity at the end of each week. I need to organize my thoughts better, but it's okay. What are these videos for? Improving. So here we go. The activity for week 1 that I liked, that stuck out to me, was the Imaginary Lives activity, which is a list of 5 lives that you could have if you could basically imagine yourself living any life. And then that opens your mind to seeing like what things you really, like your heart's desire really wants, you know, like what do I really genuinely want to make me happy. There's also like protection from negative beliefs, so like there's the fear of the unknown, so that can be scary, but protecting your inner artist basically is what that first week was about. And week 2 was recovering your sense of identity. So what stood out to me was the term crazy makers, which are personalities that create storm centers. So in the book, it was describing someone who's very charismatic and who's creative, but also causes more problems than solutions. So just be aware of what you're doing in other people's lives and then how other people are affecting you in your life. They're long on problems, short on solutions, destructive. They break deals and destroy schedules. So things like that. And then week 2, sense of identity. So there's secret doubt. So it was basically focusing on me trying to consciously open my mind towards being open-minded. Like being open towards whatever my inner artist wanted. And then there was the activity of the life pie. So you would draw a pie label it spirituality, home life, work life, finances, school, any of the categories that you feel like tie into yourself, and then you would put a dot at where you feel you're on in the line, like in the pie or whatever. It would end up being a web within your pie. See where levels, to see which levels you're on, all right? And then week 3 was recovering your sense of power. And this one talked about anger, how anger could be fuel and it's a source of direction. Your emotions are your compass. So when you're feeling angry, okay, you let yourself feel, but where do I want to be? Why am I angry? And what do I need to do to redirect myself into the feeling of happiness? So it's an invitation for action. So if I'm angry, that means I need to do something about it. This is basically your sense of power. Like artistic recovery is like about showing up. So this is me showing up. It's my sense of power, you know, kicking in, me being vulnerable. I know I say that in every video, but I don't care. The next thing we learned about, when I say we, I mean me and my inner artist, that we learned about in week 3 was synchronicity. It's a scary commitment to the soul, intelligent and responsive universe. We are miserably in what we accept. Antidote for shame is self-love and self-praise. And basically we had this detective work exercise. I just read off my bullet points because I kind of don't want to get too into it. I don't want this video to be too long, but if you have any questions or if you're interested in learning more and you actually understand and comprehend what I'm trying to get across, then just comment down below and let me know, so that way I can actually plan a good video where I'm talking in depth about what each week consisted of. But I'm gonna go to page 73 because that activity for week 3 stood out to me. And I just wanted to see what questions it asked. Yeah. Oh, the detective work exercise. I liked this one because it brought up memories and unlocked memories that I honestly had no recollection of. But once I was thinking about it and like was just jotting it down, surrendering to my inner self, I realized that basically like there's a lot of things that I didn't think of. So these questions, I'll give you a quick reading of what it was. You basically had to allow yourself to finish each sentence or each phrase, but you're not supposed to like think hard about it. You're supposed to just like let it flow and just let it go and then see what your answers are. So 1, my favorite childhood toy was, what was it? 2, my favorite childhood game was, what was your favorite childhood game? 3, the best movie you ever saw as a kid. 4, I don't do it too much, but I enjoy. 5, if I could lighten up a little, I'd let myself. 6, if it weren't too late, I'd blank. 7, my favorite musical instrument is blank. And then there's 20 of those, and it gets really good. So it's like when you're under pressure of answering it fast, that's just like you allowing your intuition and your inner self to speak its truth. And then when you realize that, you're like, oh, okay, you're not letting all of your thoughts cloud your judgment. So week 4, it talks about recovering your sense of integrity. So it's like making the honest changes. So like my morning pages, it felt like a spiritual chiropractic, because your morning pages, you vamp on it. So like I complain on one page, I'm like waking up, I'm like, it's too early, I shouldn't even be writing, yada yada, whatever. And then you catch yourself starting to write more, and then you're complaining about certain things, but then you're seeing what you're complaining about, and then it's just a lot of self-reflection. And then once you learn about yourself and where you're at, you can learn where you want to go and then plan and move accordingly. So what else? If you want to work on your art, work on your life. Have a self to express. So sense of integrity is like getting to know yourself and your true nature and your true desires, all of that good stuff. You are your own promised land, the new frontier, and it kind of brings me back to the sense of security and like really realizing like, oh, this is why I'm here, or this is my purpose, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm really interested in. Your willingness to speak and hear God. So in this book, it's spiritual and it talks about God, but it also isn't directly correlated to God as in Jesus, you know, the Bible. It can be, but it's not directly correlate. It doesn't directly correlate to that, because God could also stand for good orderly direction. So regardless if you're atheist or if you believe in spirits or a higher power or whatever you believe in, this book is basically all inclusive for anyone to read, and that's why I feel like more people should read it, and that's why I'm making this video, so that way you can learn a little bit more about it. Okay, week 4 I kind of sucked at the activity, but I did all the activities because it gives you multiple activities to do throughout the week. But the one that was really good activity was the reading deprivation one. So sense of integrity, stop feeding in everyone else's words, and like really just sit with yourself and realize who you truly are. And it was like basically saying to take like a social media break and a break from reading other things, or like just getting a lot of other people's opinions in your way, so that way you wouldn't let your opinion morph into someone else's. Also, another activity for week 4 was making your own artist prayer, and I would love to read mine, so I'm gonna grab it and I'll be right back. Alright, so this is my artist prayer. I'm gonna go ahead and read it. Artist prayer. No, just kidding. I keep saying that, but I'm really not kidding. I'm for real. Listen. Our Creator above and all around us, I come before you and surrender to inner peace, wisdom, and guidance. I thank you for each day that you allow me to create and execute. I welcome new experiences and values. May you teach me how to accept my blessings and ease my own brain. May your warmth be felt through and through as you help us move through life with love. May you hold us tight in comfort on our rainy days. Inspire our connections to grow abundantly. Help us to know that we're not alone. In your great name, Creator, may you shed light onto the lives of others and us all. Amen. I really like that exercise because I feel like it makes you connect with your inner self and then the higher power and all that good stuff. There was also questions that stuck with me in week 4, and it was what's the payoff of being stuck? So like, what's benefiting you from being stuck in the same position you're in right now? So for example, me, I would say comfortable. Like I'm not comfortable, but I'm comfortable with not being vulnerable, because this is uncomfortable for me. Comfortable with not doing the work. That's more general, but like, you know, for examples. And along with this book, you're supposed to do artist dates. You're supposed to dedicate 1 to 2 hours to yourself, and I haven't been really doing that consistently, so I need to work on that because it's not gonna work. Well, it is gonna work, but it's just better if you have the artist dates with you. So week 5 is recovering sense of possibilities. So this was knowing your limitations. We must believe that we're allowed to catch the bus. We must believe that there's enough out there for all of us. It's gonna also be tied into the week of abundance, which is the next week, but it's basically scarcity, adequate supply. Oh my goodness, I am stuttering. All right, I got myself back together, kind of. Back to week 5. Creativity is a spiritual issue. It's telling me to go to page 95. Okay. Dependence on the Creator within is really freedom from all other dependencies. Paradoxically, it is also the only route to real intimacy with other human beings. Freed from our terrible fears of abandonment, we are able to live with more spontaneity. Freed from our constant demands for more and more reassurance, our fellows are able to love us back without feeling so burdened. Okay. Oh, it talks about the river. Finding the river, ebb and flow. completion. Upkeep of creative solitude. So, the virtue trap, downtime for nothing. Putting 2 and 2 together, okay? Courage, resiliency, I can't even read. Conviction, withdrawal from family and friends is okay and it is necessary. And then there's also a quiz on page 101, so I did a quiz. It's a lot to remember. It's a lot of information. I actually want to reread this book again. And there's the link on Amazon too. I will put it in the description box below. 101, come on. Okay. Remember I was talking about how they have like the quizzes where you gotta answer like right on your feet? This is one of them. I'll tell you 5 of the ones that they put. But there's 10 questions. The biggest lack in my life is blank. Tell me. The greatest joy in my life is blank. Go. My largest time commitment is blank. As I play more, I work blank. I feel guilty that I am blank. And then there's more. But you really start to learn more about yourself and like you're honest with yourself, and then the sense of possibilities become endless because you believe in yourself and you believe that the creator is blessing. It's hard to talk about week 5 and not compare it to week 6 because it's talking about possibilities, and then week 6 goes into recovering your sense of abundance. But just know in week 5 it's talking about supported good direction activity. Supported God activity. Okay. Week 6 is a sense of abundance. The great creator. Well, money is the real source of security. We think that, but it's not true. Well, I think it could be true, but in this book, that isn't true. The real source of security is feeling secure within yourself because you believe that abundance is all around you and that the great creator is able to provide that, and the great creator is within you, if that makes sense. You're enough and you're worth whatever you think you're worth. We equate difficulty with virtue, and we need to be available to universal flow and what gives us true joy. Prideful perfectionism, artistic anorexia. So with perfectionism, I was just reading in week 7, even though we're not talking about that. With perfectionism, basically the refusal to let yourself move ahead, and it is basically you just going out of your way to slow yourself down in a sense, because there's no such thing as perfect. You have to just let it flow. Block creatives are basically the Cinderellas. Keep Cindy, but give yourself that glass slipper. Sense of Abundance week talked about luxury, and there was a counting exercise where basically you kept tabs on what your spending was, and there was also another exercise where you would have to go get some form of natural abundance, whether it was rocks, flowers, seashells, or whatever. And yeah, clearing closet, your wardrobe, clearing that stuff out because you don't need any of those things. Well, not any of those things, but if you could donate or release some of the old baggage that you don't need, and then creating room for more new energy to come in. And yeah, creation activity that I did not do, which was baking, but I cooked, so that should count, making it a project. I really hope this video made sense to you guys. I know I talked kind of fast and I rambled, but I just wanted to get it out there and talk about the book. But like I said, with more videos coming up, I will be more prepped, and yeah, when I'm not going through my own stuff. But I'm still getting the work done because I need the momentum to keep going, so I can just let it flow. I'm working on my self-talk, so I might be annoying, but I'm not annoying because I'm getting the shit done. Thank you very much. Excuse my language. But I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about the book, or if you're interested in me talking about stuff about the book and actually want me to plan it out and like prep for it, I will definitely do that. Just let me know in the comments. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great day and stay blessed. Bye.